frozen cookie dough bites dipped in chocolate. OMG, yes, I did. And I promise you guys, this recipe does not disappoint. You guys know that I make a lot of recipes, but they don't all excite me quite as much as this one does. And the best part is they're completely free of refined flour. So there's no gluten, there's no wheat. And as a matter of fact, the base of the recipe is made from almond butter. So it's rich in proteins and healthy fats. And not only are they delicious, but they promise to give you some long-lasting energy as well. So to make the cookie dough balls, I'm starting with a half a cup of, once again, creamy roasted almond butter. Now, what I love so much about this particular brand is, number one, they're an employee-owned company, so you know they're putting a lot of love into the product. And number two, there's only one ingredient listed, and that's roasted almonds. That's it. Plus, it's very rich and creamy. Now, you do want to make sure that your almond butter is at room temperature. That's going to make it a lot easier to work with, and that you give it a good stir before you measure it out. Now, the once again almond butter doesn't really have it, but if you notice a pool of oil at the top of your almond butter, just pour that out and then stir it together. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a greasy cookie dough ball. Then I am adding a 1/4 cup of honey, 4 tablespoons or a 1/4 cup of coconut flour. Now, if you guys remember, coconut flour is very absorbent. So that is what's going to bind this recipe together and give us that cookie dough consistency that we're looking for. Then we've got a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a pinch of kosher sea salt, and a 1/4 cup of semi-sweet dark chocolate chips. I'll give that a stir until everything is incorporated and my dough has come together. It's gonna look just like this, just like a cookie dough, right? It's gonna be binded, but still a little bit soft. Now over here, I've got a 1/4 sheet pan lined with a little bit of parchment paper so nothing sticks. And then I'll just take a tablespoon of the dough and roll it between my palms until I've got a little ball, kind of like a meatball or a golf ball, and then pop it on the parchment paper. And I'll do that again and again until I've used all the dough. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna end up with 9 cookie dough balls. From here, I'm gonna pop them in the freezer for about 4 hours. Now, you really want them to freeze all the way through, because in the next step, we're gonna be rolling them in melted chocolate and we don't want them to lose their shape. Now, for that outside chocolate coating, all I'm gonna do is take 1/3 cup of those same semi-sweet chocolate chips along with a tablespoon of coconut oil, and then pop this in the microwave for about 30 seconds until it's melted down. On the flip side, if you don't want to use the microwave, you could do the very same thing in a double boiler. Give it a good stir until you have this beautiful chocolate sauce. Then I'll grab my frozen cookie dough balls, and one by one, I'm just gonna gently place them into the melted chocolate. Use a spoon to make sure they are thoroughly coated. And then I like to use a fork to lift them up out of the bowl so any of the excess chocolate can drip through and back on to my rimmed baking sheet that's gonna go. And I'm just gonna continue that till I finished all 9 balls, and then the whole thing goes back into the freezer for at least 30 minutes until they set up. That outside chocolate sets up pretty quickly, so if you're in a hurry, 30 minutes is all you need. And then, once they're all set up, I'm just gonna transfer them into an airtight container. I like to use a little mason jar like this, and then you can store them in the freezer for up to 3 months. First, you get to crunch through that outer chocolate shell right into the soft cookie dough in the center with the little bits of chocolate chip, and of course that little kiss of sea salt takes it right to the next level. Make sure when you try this recipe that you use a creamy roasted almond butter. What I'm really enjoying about the once again is that it's so smooth. You know, sometimes when you buy almond butter and you find little chunks or pieces in there, I don't find that happens with this brand. So if you guys want to check them out, I'm going to leave a link down in the description box below, and there's also a coupon there as well if you want to give them a try. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone else you know who gets as excited as we do about frozen cookie dough bites. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dani Spies. I'll see you back here next time with some more clean and deliciousness. Cheers! Frozen cookie dough, boop. Frozen cookie dough bites. I make a lot of recipes up in here, and I'm telling you, I do not get excited. I make a lot of recipes in here, and I'm telling you, they do not always.